Good evening and welcome to Durwood Soccer Stadium and Recreational Field here in Kansas City for the second semifinal contest between IPFW and Oral Roberts. I'm TJ Jackson along with Dave Borchert. Glad to have you along here on this Friday evening. Dave, the first semifinal match was a lot of fun. This one should be even more fun from an offensive standpoint.
Yeah, the first one, what we expected, a hard-fought 1-0 defensive battle. Western Illinois wins out. This is a matchup of the top two offensive teams in the Summer League. I think we're going to see a lot of fireworks here tonight.
Oral Roberts is led by Birk on the season. He's a first-team All-Summit League selection, and he comes in with 6 goals.
Not only 6 goals, but 6 assists. His teammate Jared Hamilton, also first team with 6 goals. But Birk is a guy that can create and a guy that can put the ball in the back of the net. He's going to be a handful tonight for the IPFW back line.
IPFW, they are one of the best offensive teams in the Summit League. They're led by Max Toulete. He comes in. What a fantastic season this guy's having.
Call him the Haitian sensation. 12 goals, 9 assists, 33 points this year. It's the most points by a Summit League player in 15 years. This guy is one of the best offensive players in college soccer, not just the Summit League. Can't wait to see Max Toulete here tonight at UMKC.
It should be a good one in the second semifinal. We'll take a break, come back with more of the pregame after this.
D1 college basketball is closer than you think.
Leathernecks know why WIU is the place to be.
I chose Western because I knew that it had a great reputation for excellence and success.
Western is the only school in Illinois to guarantee a 4-year lock on all costs.
I've made the best friends of my life here.
Our faculty are experts.
I'm Dr. Matt Bonin. My team and I discovered Ardonics in South Africa in 2009.
Macomb has daily Amtrak service from Quincy and Chicago.
Western and Macomb are a perfect match for me. Western Illinois University. Be here.
And welcome back to Kansas City for this second semifinal contest between the Mastodons of IPFW and the Golden Eagles of Oral Roberts. This is going to be a fantastic matchup as the winner of this one will advance to the championship match on Sunday to take on Western Illinois, who was victorious in the first contest. You can see Oral Roberts, that lineup right there, a freshman keeper in net for Oral Roberts.
Yeah, and actually it's interesting. Both these teams, the top offensive teams in the Summit League, and both have freshman goalkeepers. We'll see how Nick Pedelec can do for tonight for Oral Roberts. We talked a little bit about Birk in the last segment. 6 goals, 6 assists. He's joined by teammate Jared Hamilton, who also has 6 goals. Very dangerous offensive team here in Oral Roberts, and Coach Steve Hayes in his 13th year has won NCAA tournament, would like to add a second this year. He brings a very dangerous offensive team into the Summit League tournament here in Kansas City.
IPFW, on the other hand, they are led by Mike Harper as their head coach, and also another freshman keeper into the mix here as Cloutier comes into this one. with 57 saves on the season.
Yeah, Brandon Cloutier took over the starting spot in midseason and has helped solidify that position. Still not amazing stats, but has helped solidify that position for IPFW. And like you said, it's a very similar setup here. This is another high-scoring team, but a little bit different, where they're led by one dominant player, Max Toulete. We talked about him in the opening segment. 33 points this year, 12 goals, 9 assists. He's definitely the headliner, but other good players as well, including senior midfielder Colin Helmrich, 8 goals and 5 assists. It's not just a one-man show, but certainly Toulete is the guy that Oral Roberts is going to have to slow down if they hope to be coming out of here victorious tonight.
Now, you touched on it at the open of the broadcast that Toulete has the most points in the Summit League since 1996. That's a great season all the way around, no matter what type of a league you're in.
Yeah, we see him right there, and his stats are historical for the Summit League with the most points since 1996. But he's top 10 in the nation in a lot of categories, not just the Summit League. So there's no doubt that this guy, and we're seeing him right here, Max Toulete, is a very special player, the senior forward. And I don't know about you, I'm excited to see what this guy's going to do tonight. Seeing him in person, I'm really excited to see what he's going to do because he's a special player.
Yeah, you look at the Mastodons also on the offensive end, 33 goals in 19 games. You can see where Toulete and both Helmrich rank in the Summit League this season.
Goal leaders there, you see, like you said, Toulete 12 and Helmrich 8, the two top offensive players on the same team, and then number 4 and 5 on Oral Roberts. So you can see why we think this is going to be such a good high-scoring game tonight.
IPFW, they lead the Summit League in assists with 28 points with 94, and then also in goals with 33 on the season for Oral Roberts. Pedelik was third in the Summit League in saves. We saw 2 senior keepers in the first semifinal tonight, and tonight in this second one, it's 2 freshman keepers.
Yeah, we really can't overstate the contrast in styles of the 2 games tonight, and we knew the first game tonight would be a hard-fought defensive battle. We thought it was going to be a 1-0 game, and honestly it was, and I think we both look at this game tonight, the second matchup here in the semifinals, and it's very different. And not to say these teams can't play defense, but they enter the 2 most offensively gifted teams in the Summit League, and lots of all Summit League players in action here in the semifinals. In the first game, we saw Andy Ryan and Charlie Bales continuing their great offensive play, pitching the shutout. We saw Alexis Dominguez in the first game getting the assist. So Western Illinois' 3 all Summit League first-team players stepped up in the first game. So which one of these guys will be stepping up here in the second matchup? There's still several players in play, including Toulete, who we really can't overstate enough his impact, a big-time player, and he's really the star of the second game. But then Helmrich as well, the second leading scorer in the league, and Oral Roberts with 2 of their own, Aaron Birk and Jared Hamilton. There's 4 high-level goal scorers here tonight, and with Helmrich and Birk and Toulete. And I think it's going to be a fascinating game to watch.
When you think about a guy like Max Toulete, you mentioned the 12 goals on the season, but also 2 for 2 in penalty kick situations.
2 for 2, and if it comes to that, he's certainly going to be the guy taking the penalty kick for the Mastodons. But, almost as impressive to me as the 12 goals is the 9 assists. I mean, when you can be a multidimensional player and not just be a goal scorer or a creator, you're so much more valuable to your team. And we look at him here stretching, getting ready for the start of the game. This guy can do some special things, and you'd have to think that when head coach Steve Hayes is devising his game plan, it has to all revolve around Max Toulete. And the first time these 2 teams met earlier this season, IPFW won 3-1 at Oral Roberts. So, they have some positive momentum here in their favor tonight.
It is just an absolutely gorgeous night here in Kansas City in the second semifinal contest. As you look at the conditions, a pleasant 54, a slight breeze blowing down on the field should not affect play at all, and pretty clear skies. It's going to be a perfect night to cap off this semifinal contest.
Yeah, we see a few of the players wearing gloves, but overall, once they start moving around there tonight, soccer players would love the weather if it's in the mid-50s, near 60 degrees, and once they start moving around tonight, it's really going to be great soccer weather. And like you said, one of the things, I'd much rather see a game like this without a huge win. I'd rather that not be a factor and let the talent on the field really decide the outcome of the game, and that's what we're going to see here tonind. Wind 5 to 10 miles an hour, not a big concern. natural field turf. I should say field turf. It's a great surface here at UMKC at Durwood Stadium, so that's not going to be an issue. It's going to be a great night for the fans, a great night for the players, and it's just perfect conditions to find out who the better team is here tonight.
In the series history between these two schools, Oral Roberts and IPFW, it is tied 2-2-1 across the board. So you mentioned a little bit earlier that it was a contest earlier this season which Oral Roberts lost in Tulsa, and Oral Roberts travels quite a few fans here to the contest tonight, and it should be a good one between IPFW and ORU in this second semifinal. As we mentioned a little bit while ago, that the winner of this contest plays in the championship on Sunday against number 1 seed in Western Illinois.
I think either one of these teams would be a slight underdog to Western Illinois, but certainly a game that whoever advances from this has a good chance on Sunday. You know, both these teams are playing well right now. They both won their last 2 games of the regular season, so they both enter the conference tournament here with momentum. Whoever wins tonight will have won 3 straight games, and Western Illinois, you know, the thing about them is they're obviously a very talented team with a great coach, but they're also the kind of team that doesn't score a ton of goals, so you're always going to be, most of the time, within a goal of Western Illinois. You're never going to be getting blown out 3-0 or 4-0. At least that's not normally the case. So with the offensive weapons both these teams have, I would say whichever team advances will at least be able to play close, and if you're close, you always have a chance. I'd say Western Illinois is still the favorite, but both these teams with their offensive weapons, they'll put up a big challenge, and I wouldn't be shocked at all if either one of these two could pull the upset on Sunday.
The Mastodons making their first appearance in this Summit League tournament, trying to get to the championship match for the first time in school history. Oral Roberts, last time they were able to advance into the NCAAs was back in 1999 when they won both the regular season title and the conference title as well. And this is actually their highest ranking in the Summit League tournament since 2007. They've been on the up and up as of lately. And what a fortunate break for ORU. You look at as play gets underway here in the first half, they had to rally late in the season in order to qualify. And right out of the gate, we see pressure and a goal out of the net, right out of the gate here in the first 10 seconds.
That's Toulete. That's Toulete that we were hyping up so much, and he delivered. That's the quickest goal I've ever seen. I'm not going to lie to you. And what a play by Toulete on the outside of his foot. He tapped that past the goalkeeper, and you can't really blame the freshman goalkeeper for being frozen in his footsteps. I've never seen a goal that quick. Jason Mills, the freshman, streaking down the field, sets him up. What a great ball. And look at the speed of Toulete off the outside of his foot, past the outstretched Pedelik. What an unbelievable start. And you can seriously talk about Max Toulete, and you cannot hype him up enough. This kid is incredible. What a start to the game.
13th goal of the season. This one coming in the first 10 seconds. And what a way to start this second semifinal. IPFW on top of Oral Roberts. The Golden Eagles have it. Birk down the right side. We'll see some offense. We talked about it. Birk up in it on the play. Sent back over to the direction of Toulete. Flips it over the left shoulder.
And we talk about the goal, and it was an unbelievable goal by Toulete, but what a great ball through by Jason Mills. That's a freshman that fed him the ball through 6 seconds after the game starts. He thinks to feed him through on that great pass, and Toulete, all-world finish. What a great start by IPFW. They already defeated Oral Roberts 3-1 when these two teams matched up earlier this season, so if Oral Roberts came in with any lingering doubts from that game, they've only been extended with the kind of start IPFW has just had.
Oral Roberts has it in their offensive end. It'll be a throw-in here through the touchline to the near boundary. It's got to be the quickest goal in Summit League history. I mean, we're talking 10 seconds in, bang, bang.
I mean, maybe you'd see that in an indoor soccer game somewhere, or some sort of fluke play where somebody in the midfield just launches it at the goal and the goalkeeper's not. I mean, that was incredible. You may never see a goal that quick the rest of your life.
Toulete with a blazing goal here early on in the contest, and IPFW trying to clear it out of their defensive third. Out of the middle of the field, off the foot of Stanley here through the touchline.
Let's take another look from the start and just see how quick this is. Toulete takes the initial touch, then Mills gives it right back to him. Unbelievable finish, too, because the goalkeeper was in the right position, honestly. He was in the right position to cut off the angle if Toulete would have used his left foot, but instead he used the outside of his right. Goalkeeper didn't see it coming. Great finish.
Now here's Mills as a chance was knocked away by the keeper Pedelik to the near side. Almost another chance for IPFW.
Well, we were talking in the pregame about how we both expected fireworks in this game and more of an offensive show than we saw in our opening game here tonight. And It's only 2 minutes in, and it's already living up to our expectations, man. This should be a wild nightcap here tonight at the campus of UMKC.
Stanley tries to roll in middle of the field. It's taken away by the Golden Eagles. They'll possess it now to the near side. Hamilton, we talked about him. 6 goals on the season. Stretches it left side, finds James. And were you a little shell-shocked after the early goal by IPFW, as is everybody else here at Durwood?
Well, how could they not be? That's unbelievable. And now IPFW again on the attack.
We've seen the Mastodons really come out firing as Toulete is off to the left. Chase down middle of the field. Helmrich with it. Plays it back across the midfield stripe. Out to Shipman. Deep left corner. Helmrich trying to turn the corner. Or are you trying to feed it to the near boundary? It's touched up there off the foot of Birk. And sent further down the field, and it's going to roll through the touchline to the near side. The possession stays with IPFW.
Dream start for the Mastodons, no doubt about it. And we talk about it a lot, but the 5 or 10 minutes after the goal are so key for both teams. And who will respond better? Because the second goal now would just be killer for Oral Roberts if they surrender another one here quickly.
IPFW doing a good job early on keeping the pressure on Oral Roberts. Offsides is the call on the latest ball by IPFW, but what a great start for the Mastodons. The pressure is really upped from the get-go with that early goal.
Yeah, now that just kind of feeds the offense for at least the short term. IPFW so confident right now, and we've already seen them get the ball down in scoring territory just moments later. And here they go again, feeding off the energy and that momentum from the early goal.
Helmrich to the left side, gets it into the possession of Mills. Back to Helmrich, able to catch it off of a bounce now. Splits a couple of defenders, races into the box. Toulouse off to the middle. They center it, and Toulouse was a little to the right of where the ball ended up at. And ORU is going to shut the door very briefly here against the Mastodons.
What a great move, though, by Helmrich, setting it up, passing it to himself, and creating a scoring opportunity. Great individual play, and you can see why he's such a good offensive player as well. 8 goals and 5 assists entering tonight's match for the senior.
Hamilton up the left side, was knocked off the possession. ORU trying to get it back. Right there defensively is Taylor up that far side. Mastodons, Mills tumbles to the turf. A whistle and a foul is going to be called against ORU here in this first half. Haven't even played 5 minutes, and we've had some pretty good action in this opening half.
No doubt about it, and IPFW has been the better team, even other than the goal. I know that's an obvious statement at this point, but other than the goal, they've still been in control and have had the ball pretty much the entire first 5 minutes of this match. Now getting it back here off the foul by the Oral Roberts defender.
Play has been halted across the way. The clock continues to roll briefly. Now the referee stops it. And a player doing some adjustments over to the shin guard on his right leg. IPFW with it now to the near side. Stanley gains the possession, feeds it middle of the field. Schronzek back to the right side. All eyes watching number 12 in white, Max Toulete. Not disappointing after the early goal. 13 on the season for the senior from Haiti.
Everybody wasn't watching him before that goal. They're certainly watching him now, and this guy, you wonder how good he's going to be when you see him in person. And this is my first time to see him play in person. He is every bit lived up to the hype, and now on the season, 13 goals and 9 assists for the Haitian sensation. Unbelievable, one of the best players here in college soccer.
Oliver up the right side. You'd have to think, Dave, with 13 goals now on the season, he's at the point in maybe getting some consideration of All-American status?
Yeah, and I'm sitting here honestly right now wondering how would this guy translate to the next level. We're talking about professional soccer, and Major League Soccer certainly taking off here in the States. I'd be shocked if a guy like Max Toulete doesn't get a good look in MLS, maybe a potential first-round pick type of guy.
Chip it, far left corner, trying to chase it down over there on that far side was Hofgren. It was too tall for him. He keeps it inside the line, and now the centering pass is in for a goal from Oral Roberts, and so we talked about some offense early. ORU strikes back.
Wow, you talk about individual plays. Toulete in the first 10 seconds, but right there, Oral Roberts, it looked like the ball was just going to roll over the end line harmlessly. And what a great bit of skill, keeping the ball inbounds. Great cutback towards the goal, great centering pass, and a no-doubt finish by Poindexter. Look at that, and what a great assist by Lofgren. Able to keep the ball in play, and what a high-rising header there. great ball in, great finish, and we talked about how important the 5 or 10 minutes would be after the goal. Oral Roberts with a great response.
Poindexter's second goal of the season in 6 shot attempts, so we're tied at 1. We've played just now 6 minutes here in this first half, and boy, it's been exciting so far to this point. Up the right side, while Fleshy able to keep it in for the Mastodons.
Really, Cody Lofgren should get an assist and a half for that. What individual work, keeping the ball in play, able to cut back and provide great service in, and an easy finish by Poindexter.
And give ORU a lot of credit for being able to answer right away after an early goal by IPFW, and the Golden Eagles come back and they get the equalizer fairly soon after.
And you know, I'd say both goals, great individual efforts. You can't really fault the goalkeeper in either case. Both great finishes, almost impossible saves from close range, and we knew there'd be goals. The stats played it out. We were looking at 2 freshman goalkeepers, including Pedelec right there, and we knew we would see goals. I don't know if either one of us expected 2 goals the first 7 minutes of this match, but fireworks, we got them, and I'd say stay tuned, because I think we'll see some more here tonight.
Poindexter did a good job skying high to be able to get the header chance in on that goal for Oral Roberts. Here come the Golden Eagles up the right side. They'll feed it to the middle of the field, trying to make a move in traffic. Out to the direction of Birk. Touches it, over to Stewart. Cuts back left side, looking for a seam in that IPFW defense.
Good possession here by ORU.
Hamilton gets it back towards the top left corner of the box. Tries to work his way through a couple of Mastodon defenders. Feeds it. Across the field, it's possessed now by Oliver. Runs it ahead. Finds LaFoon that way. Now to the left corner. ORU with maybe their best possession of this opening half. Oh, there's a big collision at the middle of the field, but now Toulete has it, working with some space to the left side, and he's taken down as he raced on, and it's through the touchline to the near side. The possession will stay with the Mastodons.
You know, Toulouse confident because he was running all alone against 5 defenders, but shocked there wasn't a foul call there. That was, like you said, a huge collision near midfield that sent one of the players for IPFW sprawling all over the field. I'm surprised there wasn't a foul call, but nonetheless, doesn't really affect IPFW adversely. No injury, and they keep possession.
So the Mastodons will have a throw-in deep in their offensive third. And in action so far here in this first half, we played almost 10 minutes. Throw-in comes from the left side into the box. They try to feed it to the far right corner, and it's off the foot, they say, of Helmrich, and he missed it to the right. And it'll go back to Oral Roberts.
Wow, we saw Helmrich do some very good things with that dangerous left foot in the opening moments of the match, and a little surprised he didn't do better with that, honestly. He had a little bit of time. It fell right to his foot, and unfortunately for IPFW fans, he wasn't able to put that on target, because if it's not Toulete in front of goal, you want Helmrich to have the ball at his feet, and almost that second goal for the Mastodons.
You gotta wonder what's going through the mind of both of the freshman keepers at this point. They've both given up a goal early in this first half. Wonder what their psyche's like right now.
Yeah, probably like, we're here in Kansas City, maybe like what the Kansas City Royals defenders have been like here the last couple years with those pitching staffs to give up all the runs. I know if you're a goalkeeper, you love the fact that your team scores lots of goals, and I don't mean this as a very negative comment, but the defense, for both keepers, hasn't been exceptional this year. I think the stats play that out. So they love the fact the guys in front of them can score goals, but these are not the best defensive teams in the Summit League. So when you add all those things together, you're looking at what looks to be a high-scoring affair tonight, and that certainly has played out here early on.
Ball will be placed down by Cloutier, the freshman from St. John, Indiana. He'll take the goal kick for the Mastodons. Trying to swing the field position. Back in favor of IPFW. Played off of a header. Birk tries to feed it to the right side.
Gotta love the left-footed goalkeepers, You don't see very many of those, so always got to take a second and appreciate guys like Cloutier that can go ahead and give it the left-footed boot up the field.
Good possession by ORU. They try to push it to the right side. Clamping back defensively. It's trying to keep it in with Oliver to the near side, but Toulete gains the possession up the left boundary.
2 defenders swarm him. A smart move, but IPFW able to keep the ball.
Helmrich In and out of traffic. Now is knocked off possession. And it's won back by the Golden Eagles. Running it by Oliver is taken away by Shipman. Helmrich to the right side. Gets the ball back. Almost be surprised if we don't see maybe a defender assigned to where Toulete is on the field, as you see him working with the possession right now, able to keep his balance as he pushes to the right side.
Went through 4 defenders there by himself, but then it ended up being up to 6 defenders because the last 2 there were able to poke the ball away. But talk about a guy that draws a crowd. Toulete, the thing that's great about that is, everybody focuses on him, and there's still a really good player in Colin Helmrich with 8 goals on the season. So if everybody does focus on Toulete, yeah, that makes sense strategically, but there's other good players on IPFW that can kill you if he draws too much of your attention.
Stanley pushes left side. They get it to Helmrich. Helmrich's one of those players, 8 goals on the season for him. They try to go back to Helmrich, and it was just a little behind him, but the Mastodons do a good job to keep it in.
Good patient build-up here by IPFW. Can they get a shot off here?
Toulete to the right side. Gets it over to Mills. They try to go back to Toulete. The ball takes a bad hop over his right foot and back to ORU. Right side. And offsides is the call as ORU is streaking down the field and trying to get it to Hamilton.
Yeah, Toulete with a bad touch a minute ago. You might want to mark the tape because we're not going to see very many of those tonight, but it was a patient build-up by IPFW, but a poor touch by Toulete. Gave the ball right back to ORU, but now it goes right back to the Mastodons on the other side.
Falkenstein deep down the right side. Gets it into the direction of Helmrich. Working his way down the field, finds Stanley just inside the touchline on the left side. Misplayed by IPFW briefly. ORU wins the ball back. Down the left side. Long dribble is taken away now by the Mastodons.
In that first matchup tonight, Dominguez was really controlling things in the midfield for Western Illinois, and I'm seeing a lot of that from Helmrich here early on. He's a little bit of a midfield, a little bit of a forward, but early in this match, he's been really controlling things in the center of the park, and very good. Looks to be favoring his left foot, but a guy that's very confident on the ball, and a dangerous 1-2 punch between him and Toulete. I mean, obviously the best 1-2 punch in the Summit League, but I'd put these guys up with some of the better teams overall in Division I soccer.
Toulete down the right side, possessed now by Birk to the right corner of the box, upper middle, and it's deflected, but it's going to trickle in.
Wow, I thought that was an amazing save, TJ, because just to get your hand on that ball was unbelievable for Brandon Cloutier, but didn't get quite enough to tip it over the bar. And what a finish. That's a tough angle from there, and that was all power for Oral Roberts. And what a response after they give up a goal in the first 10 seconds of the match. Now just 15 minutes later, they find themselves with a 2-1 lead.
You can see Birk possessing it. Able to bring it middle of the field, and Cloutier did get a piece of it, but Birk finds enough for his 7th goal of the season.
Boy, and we talk about Max Toulete getting all the hype, and rightly so, but there's 2 guys with 6 goals on Oral Roberts, and now Birk with his 7th goal of the season. They have some goal scorers as well, and you can't overstate it. What a response. This team could have really been shell-shocked and even folded the 10 in after that first goal, but they respond with 2 goals in the subsequent 15 minutes. That one by Birk, best offensive player on Oral Roberts. And a bit of bad luck, though, for Brandon Cloutier. I thought he made a great save there. I thought he was going to tip it up over the bar and just falls in the back of the net. A good effort by the freshman goalkeeper by IPFW, but just too much on that shot by Aaron Birk.
2 teams have combined for the 3 goals here in just over 15 minutes of play. In this first half, we knew it was going to be high scoring, maybe not quite at this rate anyways, but it's been a lot of fun here after the defensive struggle in the first Summit League final.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'd say whoever advances to that championship on Sunday, it's going to be a bit of a contrast in styles, because Western Illinois, not that they can't score, but a team that's so good defensively, doesn't allow hardly any goals, and you could tell both these teams pretty wide open. Neither one a spectacular defensive team, but both lots of offensive weapons. So it's also making for what should be a pretty fun final on Sunday, whoever advances to face Western Illinois.
ORU has the possession here to the near side. They center it. Cahoot out towards Hamilton, pushes it ahead. Ball rolls into the direction of Birk, who already has his 7th goal of the season for ORU. Toulete chips it deep right side into the box now. Birk centers, and it's too tall for Hamilton, but it's going to be chased down on the backside by Lofgren.
Well, and a better pass there could have set up a real dangerous opportunity, because there were 2 players for Oral Roberts just lingering there in front of goal at the top of the penalty area, and a better cross by Birk would have been able to create a pretty good scoring chance.
Now we'll see Cloutier drive it down the field, played off of a bounce by IPFW. They send it the direction of Mills. Mills has some room. Gathers it in, tries to cut it towards the end line. Looking for some help over there on that offensive side. Try to squeeze it between 2 ORU defenders. And Toulete will let it roll through the touchline over on the far side of the field.
Talked about Oral Roberts potentially being shell-shocked. What's going through the head of the players for head coach Mike Harper? I mean, what can they be thinking right now? You couldn't have had a better start to the game, and you really couldn't have had a much worse 15-minute period after that, because Oral Roberts responded well, and IPFW maybe relaxed a little bit after that huge goal to start the game off.
Well done, Griff!
Throw-in comes from the far side. ORU trying to clear. They're able to do so at least to midfield. Kept in there by the Mastodons. Helton being chased on the play by Hamilton. And it's off of IPFW back to ORU.
Man, give credit to the defensive pressure. Hamilton really out there on an island as the sole forward at that moment, and his pressure individually won the ball back. Good job defensively there.
Played back to the direction of where Pedelik was. Drives it now to the near side. Trying to keep it in. And it's going to roll through the touchline here to the near side.
You know, we haven't really called Toulete's name very much since the opening moments. He had the one poor touch about 4 or 5 minutes ago, but really he's had a quiet 10 minutes. And a guy that's the most important player on his team, IPFW is going to have to find a way to get him more involved, especially now that you need a goal. But just in general, this guy's the heart and soul of your team. They need to find a way to get him involved, because he hasn't been finding the ball very much the last 10 minutes.
They get it over to Helmrich off the throw-in from Toulete. Feeds it middle, finds Stronzek that way. Back out to Stanley. IPFW, you can see since the opening kickoff, they've kind of tried to possess it over the last couple of minutes, trying to gain a little bit of momentum back that they lost after a couple of goals by ORU. Negates that first 10-second goal by Toulete.
Pretty good idea there, too, by Stronzek, but unfortunately his pass up the field, what he needed to do was just loft it over the defender there, the left back, but a bit too much of a line drive and easily saved by the goalkeeper. Now he's just going to boot it up the field.
It's a short kick here to the near side. Chipped by Oliver. Chip goes back over to the direction of Toulete. Plays it. Off of a defender, Toulete falls down, and a whistle and a foul is going to be called against Oral Roberts, so IPFW setting it up in a pretty good spot.
It just takes one mistake to set up a team in a goal-scoring opportunity, and there Pedelik, I saw him after the poor punt, clapping his hands. He was disgusted with himself. The poor punt leads to a turnover. Toulete racing up the field, draws the foul, and now it's a scoring chance for IPFW to try to even things up.
Standing over it. While Fleshy moves to the right now, it'll be taken by Helmrich. Tries to bend it back to the right. It was right over the left shoulder of where Toulete was, and then another player was streaking behind him, and somehow it squeezes its way between both of them.
Yeah, that was actually a great ball in there by Colin Helmrich. Really perfect service. Even from there, I thought he might take a shot at goal. Instead, he decides to curl a ball into the box, and it was great service. Like you said, it went right between two guys, one of whom is your best offensive player in Toulete. Bit of bad luck for IPFW that no one was able to get their head or foot on that. Take another look at it here and see what happens. Toulete did duck under it. Other player for IPFW not quite able to get there. I wonder if maybe Toulete should have gone up and tried to get his head on it, but can't really know what's going on behind him. He was trusting his teammate to get to that one.
Mills back over to Helmrich, tries to find Toulete to the right side. They're going to try to seal him off, and just beating him to the ball is Pedelik. So a dangerous chance there for the Mastodons, but Pedelik was able to grab a hold of it.
Yeah, scary moments for sure if you're a Golden Eagles fan. And, you know, the speed of Toulete, you can see it here. Winning possession, giving up the ball, and then you see him race forward. It's a race to the ball, and a good job shielding him. there by Oral Roberts. But if you're an Oral Roberts fan, you got to be concerned anytime Toulete's the intended target.
Oliver to the right side. Now his cross is headed back towards the left side, and it's just to the wide section of the net. And it's going to be a corner, they say, for Oral Roberts. So ORU, since that first 10 seconds, has really been able to swing the tide their direction. And right now they're feeling it here in this first half.
You see Brandon Cloutier, the freshman goalkeeper, not looking all that confident right there. It was almost a third goal for Oral Roberts off the deflection. Now they'll have a chance to expand that lead here on a corner kick.
It'll be taken by Cody Lofgren, a freshman from Kingwood, Texas. Takes it from right to left. Off of a bounce, and it's bobbled there by Cloutier, and that was a dangerous opportunity as Cloutier, if he doesn't secure that, that could have been punched in for another goal for ORU.
No doubt about it, and a bit of a break for IPFW. They maybe need a bit of a break right now. They've been really getting beat up the last 15 or 20 minutes of this match, and maybe a little thing like that can help turn the tide a little bit, because certainly IPFW was playing with confidence the first 5 minutes of this match, but since then it's really been all Oral Roberts.
Shipman to the near side, leaves it for Stanley. Comes up to possess it. Mastodons again, trying to get it to their playmakers in Toulete and Helmrich. Out of the right side, the cross again into the box, but racing out, and Pedelik grabs a hold of it. You can kind of see his confidence starting to grow a little.
A bit of a weird collision there as Pedelik decided to get in the way of Helmrich after he caught the ball, twice getting in his path, and two nearly coming to fisticuffs there. Glad that didn't lead to anything more serious. But yeah, it was a good play coming off his line, and pretty confident despite the rough start that he had in goal.
Oliver to the left side, tried to find Hamilton. IPFW able to win the possession back up the left side. They push it to the direction of Mills. Works in traffic. Mills stumbles a bit. Now to the right side, Mills goes low for a tackle. Referee's not interested, though. Back over to ORU on the attack to the right side. In and out of traffic, they leave it the direction of Birk. Can Birk get there? No. It's turned through the touchline to the near side.
Nice recovery defense, because that did not look good there for IPFW at all. It looked like it could be the third goal, and give credit to Brent Helton for coming in late and poking that away. And a great idea here with the ball through, but unfortunately for the Golden Eagles fans, the race to the ball is won by number 13, Brent Helton.
So the Golden Eagles will have a throw in here to the near side. A lot of fireworks early in this second semifinal. They go to the near post. It's kept in by Oral Roberts. Hamilton was able to get a foot on it. It was deflected. Oliver tries to cross to the left, and it's too firm and goes through the inline.
Pretty good distance, though, on that long throw-in. I think that's something that could be a weapon we'll have to watch for Oral Roberts throughout the night, because it was a long running start on the throw-in, and that got pretty close to the front of the goal, actually, and the flicked-on header ended up leading to a shot, but deflected by the IPFW defense.
Sent down the field by Cloutier. Now to the right side. Mastodons work with it into their defensive third. Had the momentum early. ORU has since captured that lead, and now is riding in a wave of momentum. Helmrich back to the direction of where Stronzek is. Toulete's been quiet over the last couple of minutes, hasn't had as many touches. They come to the left side. They send it for Shipman, but it's a little bit too short of where he is. Back and forth play to the near side. Birk able to get the possession. He has a goal already here in the first half. They try to feed to Birk off of a give and go. A little too long, and it's played back by Stanley.
Both teams kind of searching for momentum right now. It's been back and forth here the last couple of moments. But IPFW definitely has not had the better of things since that great start.
Down the right side. Mastodons with possession. They try to go to Helmrich again. Pinched off on the play. The ball is going to roll to the far end of the field, and a corner has been awarded to the Mastodons. So this could be what the Mastodons have been looking for. 33 goals in 19 games for the Mastodons. Add the one to tonight to that total. That's 34 in 20 games for the Mastodons. That's the most in the Summer League.
And Helmrich had great service, remember, on that last free kick. I'd expect him to put a pretty good ball in here as well.
Sent towards the near post. Stanley goes high, and his header chance goes to the right of the net. Miles Stanley off on that target there for the Mastodons.
It was a great ball in, though, TJ. It really was. And unfortunately, if you're an IPFW fan, the header by Stanley wasn't anywhere close to target. But, I mean, give Helmerich credit. That was another great ball in. You really can't put it in a much better spot. And, you know, if IPFW can earn a couple more set-piece opportunities, you'd have to start really thinking Helmerich has a good chance to set up another goal if they can get some more chances.
Hamilton in traffic, trying to get a run at it, but instead it's taken by the Mastodons. Now, Helmerich comes the other direction, down the left side, and he's peeled off by Oliver.
Trying to draw the foul there. Helmerich, a nice job dribbling through to the defense, but I think a good no call there by the referee.
On the left side, Shipman, middle of the field. Helmerich has Toulete off to his right. See Toulete kind of working in some space over there on the right side. The Mastodons have not been able to get him the ball lately. Now Hamilton is knocked away by Toulete, and he'll get it back. Strikes it middle of the field.
Well, Roberts players cannot believe no foul was called there. Definitely to be some contact there, but the referee letting him play a little bit so far.
Fireworks early here in the first half. Kind of quiet over the last 12 or 15 minutes since those 3 early goals. Possessed in the middle of the field by Mills with it, working amongst 3 Golden Eagles. A takedown right there. Referee says play on, though, as IPFW has the possession. Toulete trying to keep it inside the touchline.
Referee giving the advantage to IPFW, letting them continue that offensive play, but IPFW almost losing possession. It slows down their attack.
Birk has been good, so has Hamilton so far here in the first half for Oral Roberts. Not what we expected from them. Toulete with an early goal. Helmerich's been able to get a couple of touches early.
Yeah, Helmerich's been very impressive. Very impressive. You know, for Toulete getting all the hype with his big stats, Helmerich's not far behind him with the 8 goals and 5 assists. And while Toulete's been quiet since the first few minutes, Helmerich's really been the guy leading the charge for IPFW. Got to be careful here, TJ.
Can't be lulled to sleep by either of these teams because they can strike in a hurry, as we see ORU trying to turn it down the left side, but nothing doing on that attempt. Good takeaway by the ORU defense again. Now Hoot to the near side finds Birk. To the right side, the center is knocked away by IPFW.
Good idea, though, by Birk. And talk about Helmerich being such a good creator. Birk already with the goal tonight. This is a guy, first team All-Summit League. He's been the most impressive player to me early in the match for Oral Roberts, the guy that has big-time stats with 7 goals and 6 assists, and has been just a terror on the right sideline so far for the Golden Eagles.
Backpedaling here to the near side. Birk gains the possession for the Golden Eagles. Played off of a bounce by Stanley. Trying to feed it to Helmerich. He was too firm on it. Taken back by Birk for ORU. Push to Hamilton. Kind of trots down that right side. They'll go left instead. Possession taken there by James. And the Mastodons trying to swing the momentum again down that far side of the field, and it's lost through the touchline by IPFW back to ORU.
And unfortunately there for Durandale, it was a 1 versus 5 and sprinting up the sideline, and he gave great effort, but no one there to help him, no one to pass to, and 5 defenders there for Oral Roberts. That was just a no-win situation.
Hamilton with the possession for the Golden Eagles. Right in the middle of the field. Cuts to the left. Stronzek is there defensively, trying to keep him off of possession.
IPFW really needs to find a way to reverse this momentum. Oral Roberts has had the better possession and really all the momentum since that second goal.
Towards the top corner of the box, they try to get it out to where DeHoot is, working through a couple of different defenders. Well, Roberts got it to Birk briefly. He turned it back to the right, but nobody was home for the Eagles. Clearance chance is stopped. Knocked free towards the middle. Gained up now by Laffoon. The score for the Mastodons happened within the first 10 seconds. Toulete was able to get him on the board. Then goals from Poindexter and Birk have allowed Oral Roberts to take the lead here against the Mastodons in this first half. There's a shot on net, but right there to answer the call was Cloutier.
What a great effort, though, from that angle with two defenders right there in his face. Let's take another look at it, but boy, what a great individual effort there by Jarrett Hamilton, and what a blast. Cloutier bumbled it just a little bit, but give him credit, he was in the right spot to make the save on a well-struck ball.
Deep down the field, ORU with the possession. They roll it short to the left side. Streaking down the field is Birk. Birk's going to cut to the left without the ball. They try to feed it to him, but it was knocked away by a Mastodon defender. Smirlis out to the right side, tries to make a move. All the way to the deep right corner. Cross is going to be kept in by Oliver. Tries to go to the left side, but the Mastodons coming back defensively, but you can just tell that Oral Roberts right now, Dave, has really done the better job of keeping the pressure on IPFW.
Yeah, and I agree. And just a bit too rushed here in the last 20 or 30 seconds. Had a couple of chances to really settle the ball at their feet, take their time. Instead, a couple quick boots forward ends up really ruining your possession, but there's no doubt about it. Since that early goal by IPFW, it's been all Oral Roberts here at Durwood Stadium.
Middle of the field with it is Helmrich. Helmrich upended on the play. The ball rolls free, though. The referee says play on. DeHoot has the possession. Tries to push right side, and it's clamped off there off the leg of Qualfleshy. To the left side. ORU again trying to push it. Hamilton lets one fly, and it's too far to the left and out through the end line, and it's back to IPFW.
Another good effort, but a very ambitious shot there by Hamilton goes well off target for Oral Roberts.
Entering the match for IPFW, number 8, Kyle Ackerman.
And we appreciate you joining us in progress after watching Xavier and Morgan State on the basketball side here in Kansas City. It's the second semifinal of the Summit League Soccer Championship. Oral Roberts on top after being down 1-0 here against IPFW.
If you're just tuning in, stay tuned for the halftime highlights, because you'll see one of the quickest goals I've ever seen in the first 10 seconds of the match, the 13th of the season by Max Toulete for IPFW. But what a response by Oral Roberts with two great goals of their own in the next 15 minutes.
All of the scoring happening early on here in the first half. Here's a chance, though, for the Mastodons. Making a cut to the left is Mills. Loses the possession, though. Taken by ORU deep down the right side. They try to find Hamilton, who is streaking more towards the left, but is through the touchline and out of play.
Take a look back here, TJ. No surprise here, the top two offensive teams in the Summit League, and it was been fireworks all night. First minute, then just moments later, then about 10 minutes after that, a goalkeeper got his hand on it, but unable to make the save. 3 goals in the first 15 minutes of this match. It's been lots of fireworks and, several other near goals as well.
Birk to the right side with it for the Golden Eagles. Leading as we approach the latter part of this first half of play. Winner of this one gets Western Illinois in the championship on Sunday here in Kansas City. Oliver turns it all the way to the left side. Strikes it across the field. Coming up a couple of steps is James. Just inside that far touchline. Wind may be starting to pick up just a little bit. If you look at the flags across the way, it's at the back of IPFW as you see Toulete working in traffic. Now to Mills, and what a save by Oliver as he went low.
Yeah, saving tackle. Definitely would have been a goal-scoring opportunity for IPFW, but Oliver with a great tackle, able to stop that breakout opportunity right in its tracks.
And then a good chance on the other end by Helton to keep Hamilton off of the ball before it crosses the end line, and Hamilton ends up on the turf, but Oral Roberts tried to answer after a great save by Paul Oliver, a freshman from right here in the Kansas City area in Overland Park.
This game's been all offense so far, but here in the last minute we've seen one nice defensive play from both teams, really preventing what would have been golden scoring opportunities. So this game's had a lot of offense, but just in the last couple minutes we've definitely seen a big defensive play by both these squads.
Turned back to the middle of the field, played off of a bounce now. ORU trying to get it out of their defensive third. They're able to try to turn it in transition. A slide and a tackle in midfield by Falkenstein. And a whistle, and a foul's going to be called.
I don't know how much contact there was here, but it was a dangerous challenge. I mean, you look at it there. got the ball, but also got the player there coming through. So I can't really argue with that call, but glad it wasn't a card. It was dangerous having the cleats up, but not a real vicious foul by any means.
Chipped off of the foot of Hernandez. Rolls it out towards the middle of the field, and taken down was Laffoon. Referee's not interested in that either. Says play on. Now Lofgren over to the left side. Into the box. Oh, what a save by Cloutier. He extended and got it with the right hand.
Well, it was a great cutback there and a great shot on goal, but give some credit to the freshman goalkeeper, Cloutier, with an unbelievably athletic save. Look at a great cutback here. Rocket on goal and a great save. Looked like that was going just in the top of the net. And like I said, the freshman goalkeeper, very athletic there, and hopefully that'll build some confidence for him because it was a rough start with the 2 goals in the first 15 minutes.
We're going to see Sid Stewart come into the contest, replacing Shimerlis in the contest as we approach 8 minutes remaining in this opening half here in Kansas City. Corner chance for the Golden Eagles. Comes to the near side, but it's gobbled up there by Cloutier right into his chest.
Service in, didn't quite get as far as it needed to, and like I said, Cloutier made it look pretty easy actually on the scoop up.
Mills able to gain the possession for the Mastodons. Tries to find Toulete over on the far side of the field. He's been extremely quiet now over the last couple of minutes. They wanted to go to Helmrich. It was wide of him. Possessed by Hamilton. A run ended down the middle. Struck now into the box. The chance by Stewart bounces to the left, and it's going to be stopped there by Cloutier.
Boy, it was a great look. It really was. And unfortunately, if you're an Oral Roberts fan, Stewart just unable to control it off his chest. But it was a great idea and almost another goal-scoring chance for Oral Roberts.
Again, Cloutier gives it a whirl with the wind at his back. You can see the chance here by ORU.
Again, great left-footed ball across, and it's hard to control that when you're running at full speed. There's no doubt about it, but still a pretty good opportunity and a good offensive play there by Oral Roberts. They're at it again here.
A quick startup by Birk. Now to the near side with it is Dalhout. Angles it left. Finds Lofgren that way. Had Hamilton a little further down the field. Was trying to feed it to him. They give IPFW some credits as they were able to slow down the attack for the Golden Eagles.
Looking at the body language out there of Max Toulete. He got that great goal early on, his 13th of the season, but he is frustrated right now, seeing him throwing his arms up in the air after that last giveaway. Best player offensively on the field right now, and one of the best offensive players in college soccer, Max Toulete. We see him there. Not very happy right now, and he really has not been involved in this game very much the last 20 minutes.
Toulete trying to get it off of the goal kick by Cloutier. Toulete chases it all the way to the end line, and he catches up with it. He possesses deep into the offensive third.
Then gives it right back, though, and again, his frustrations continue here.
Mastodons will have another run at it. Under 6 to play here in the first. Off of a bounce, coming out to his right. Pedelik let the ball trickle to him and bends down, grabs a hold of it, feeds it out to the right side. Middle of the field, the ball is possessed there by Dalhout. Leaves it for Laffoon. Possession by Oral Roberts. Birk wanted to go down the field for Hamilton, but it was pinched off there by IPFW.
A nice pass there by the Mastodons. Need to be patient here with the offense, TJ. They've been playing lots of long balls forward, but haven't really had much possession here lately.
Right around the midfield stripe, Stronzek comes up a couple of steps. Out to Helmrich. Toulete trying to make something happen for the Mastodons. Helmrich tries to chip it right side. Toulete's going to try to race to it, but he's beaten to the ball by Pedelik. And IPFW comes up empty on that chance.
Not a bad strategy, though. If you're just sitting there, not many guys running around, it's not a bad option to just try to lob it over the top and let Max Toulete have a foot race opportunity. Didn't get to that one, but more times than not, he'll be able to outrace the defender of the ball.
All the way down the field. ORU trying to win it. Birk was able to push it ahead briefly. Turns to the right side. They wanted to roll it the direction of Stewart. And it's taken by the Mastodons, but then it's clipped. And off of IPFW, ORU gets it back.
Last 4 minutes here of the first half, and always crucial if you're Oral Roberts. You want to be very careful. You don't want to give away a cheap goal you've worked so hard to build up this 2-1 lead, and coming back from the early goal and the 1-goal deficit, they're going to be aggressive offensively as we see. They just have to be careful on the back end as well. Don't want to give up the equalizer when you've really been in control here so far in the first half.
Oliver gives chase, but he's not going to be able to catch up to it. It trickles through the end line, and it's back to IPFW. We're going to see a substitution. Corey Thompson, a sophomore from Noblesville, Indiana, will come in, replacing Jason Mills in the lineup. So IPFW trying to get some fresh legs in late in this first half.
Trying to mix it up a little bit, and like I said, it was such a good start for IPFW. It looked like they might come out and put up 2 or 3 goals in the first half, and instead, Oral Roberts with just an exceptional response, and give them credit. Sign of a very tough team, the way they were able to bounce back.
Hamilton to the left side, top left corner of the box, finds Birk. Stutter step move. Birk strikes one, lower right corner, and it's gobbled up, though, as Cloutier extends to his right.
Well, you could see Birk working there. You could tell he really wanted to set up his own shot, and a nice hesitation move, able to freeze the defender just long enough. We see it there, a bit of a stutter step. Then he explodes to his right, blasts his shot, and it was a pretty good save by Cloutier. If Birk could have put that just a little more, maybe 6 inches more to the left, maybe that sneaks by him. But give Cloutier credit. The freshman makes a big save there. Keeps IPFW within a goal.
His third save of this opening half for Cloutier. Now the possession here to the near side, taken by IPFW. Mastodons as a whole offensively, not just Cloutier and Toulete and all of those guys have been quiet, but the whole offense has just been kind of stagnant over the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And Oral Roberts has had the better possession. They've been having good success on long balls like that was just intercepted. And, really, IPFW, they haven't sniffed the net since the first 5 minutes of the match. It's been all Golden Eagles. Nice idea there. Just a bit too firm on that.
Down the field, Cloutier was able to roll it now to the near side. Touched up there by Stanley. ORU on top right now. Golden Eagles get it back, though. Dalhoud is able to make a move towards the offensive third, strikes it with the left foot, turns it well wide to the left and through the touchline.
Yeah, that would have been a World Cup MVP goal right there. It was a great effort and actually pretty well struck, but left-footed, a bit off balance, and it goes well off target. But you know what? You can't really blame it if it doesn't look like you're going to be able to slip a ball through there on a breakaway opportunity. You can't blame a guy for taking a shot from distance, but no doubt about it, the shot from distance was well off target for Oral Roberts.
Deep right side, it's through the touchline and back to Oral Roberts.
Tell you what, TJ, we saw a lot of goals the first 15 minutes. I don't think the scoring's done here tonight. I think 2 great offensive players on both these teams. I think we have an exciting second half to come in, and I think we would definitely encourage people to stay tuned at halftime because the highlights are definitely worth seeing if you missed the first half hour of this match.
Golden Eagles have the possession, and then they mishandle it through the touchline here to the near side. So we'll see if IPFW can have a run in the final 40 seconds. Deep right side, Ackerman had it knocked away. Or are you trying to clear? Unable to do so. Toulete able to gain the possession for the Mastodons.
Yeah, he gets possession, but look where he's at. He's way back near midfield. I don't think that's where IPFW really wants their most dangerous offensive player to set up. He needs to try to find his way back up the field where he can do some more damage.
It was the Mastodons on top 1-0 early, but then ORU had a couple of goals to answer. Kept in them by Helmrich. Helmrich comes into possession. Wanted to center it, but nobody was there for the Mastodons, and that's how the first half will come to a close. With ORU on top 2-1.
Fans applaud a great first half of action, and one of the quickest goals you ever see by the best offensive player on the field, Max Toulete, in the first 10 seconds of the match. The Haitian sensation staked IPFW to a 1-0 lead, but what a response by Oral Roberts. 2 goals in the next 15 minutes gives them the 2-1 lead. They were in control, really, most of the first half, despite giving up that goal in the first 10 seconds. And have to give credit to Coach Steve Hayes. We're hoping to talk to him here in a moment. Must have really installed a tough mentality in this team because a lot of teams would have been shell-shocked after that opening goal, and his team bounced back with a great first half. Give him credit.
Right now, Oral Roberts on top 2-1 against IPFW, as you mentioned. We're hoping to chat with Steve Hayes. Steve Hayes is joining us now. And, Coach, what'd you think about that opening start to the game? You guys able to survive that first quick goal from Toulete, and you come back and answer with 2 of your own.
Well, it was obviously not in the game plan to start things that way, but Max is a great player and did well to get the goal. So I thought, for such a bad start, we responded very, very well, and we find ourselves in a positive position right now.
Coach, you must be really proud of your team's mentality, because a lot of teams would have been shell-shocked and maybe even folded the 10 after a terrible start like that. But not only did you guys bounce back, well, you really controlled most of the first half. You must be really proud about that.
Yeah, we've passed the ball relatively well, and I think we've got things sorted out well. Obviously, there's 45 minutes to play, and so they've got dangerous players, in addition to Max, and so we'll have to pay attention to them. But hopefully we can play a quality second half and come away with a good result.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
2-1 is our score. Oral Roberts on top of IPFW. It's been an exciting first half. We anticipate more goals to come in the second half here in Kansas City.
We are wholly dedicated
to seeing the whole picture,
To serving the whole world.
to experiencing a whole world of opportunities.
for a university founded on the whole person, body, mind, and spirit.
Excellence lives here in Northeast Indiana. It's reflected in nearly 200 nationally recognized degrees. It drives our Division I sports. It's alive in our campus life. Excellence has a name, IPFW. Around our campus, around the country, around the world. Excellence lives here. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
And welcome back to Kansas City. 2-1 is our score here at the half. Oral Roberts on top of IPFW. Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. And, man, we got going from the get-go.
Yeah, we knew this would be an offensive game, but I don't think anybody expected this. Within the first 10 seconds of the match, Max Toulete, his 13th goal of the season off the outside of the right foot. What a finish. And IPFW, the Mastodons, took a 1-0 lead right away, but Oral Roberts with a great response.
Yeah, Poindexter here on the header to the left side, up and over the top of Toulete, his second of the season. And then just a moment later, it was Birk putting ORU on top 2-1.
His 7th goal of the year, a blast, and the keeper got a hand on it, but unable to tap it all the way over the bar. 7 goals now on the year for Aaron Birk, as well as 6 assists. And Oral Roberts, despite the horrible start with the goal in the first 10 seconds, they bounced back and really controlled the first half after that.
2-1 Oral Roberts at halftime. More half coming up after this.
D1 college basketball is closer than you think.
Spaghetti, the whole family will enjoy. We make our noodle daily. They're fresh. Our sauce is made right after picking from the vine. Our meatballs come from my family recipe, passed down through generation of 5 Roman cooking. This is Chef Franco Cupini. Bring your family to one of our 5 locations: Westport, downtown, Leawood, Parkville, and Lee Summit. Dine in or carry out. We cater. Visit Cupini.com for more information. Grazie.
Leathernecks know why WIU is the place to be.
I chose Western because I knew that it had a great reputation for excellence and success.
Western is the only school in Illinois to guarantee a 4-year lock on all costs.
I've made the best friends of my life here.
Our faculty are experts.
I'm Dr. Matt Bonin. My team and I discovered Ardonics in South Africa in 2009.
Macomb has daily Amtrak service from Quincy and Chicago.
Western and Macomb are a perfect match for me. Western Illinois University. Be here.
What happens in Kansas City?
Ambition becomes achievement.
Ideas become action. Bonds are formed that last a lifetime.
And dreams become realities.
At the heart of every great city, you'll find a great university. Choose UMKC, Kansas City's university.
Oral Roberts bouncing back after being down early, 1-0 against IPFW. The Golden Eagles come back and get 2 late goals. They lead it 2-1 here at the half against IPFW. Second half coming your way from Kansas City.
We are wholly dedicated
to seeing the whole picture,
to serving the whole world, to experiencing a whole world of opportunities.
For a university founded on the whole person, body, mind, and spirit.
Being the official soft drink of the NFL takes a special formula. It takes drive, determination, and a whole lot of taste. With millions of thirsty NFL fans out there, you've got to deliver every Sunday. And if you can do it all with 0 calories, you will be a legend. Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
This is Cupini's homemade fresh lasagna.
Fresh semolina pasta, Famous Cupini sauce made from ripe tomato and selected from the vine. Cupini lean seasoning beef, fresh Italian ricotta, Romano and mozzarella cheese. 6 layer. Mama would be proud. This is Chef Franco Cupini. Dine-in, carry-out catering. Authentic Roman cuisine. Love at first bite.
Cupini's, Parkville, Leawood, Westport, downtown Kansas City. And
what happens in Kansas City?
Ambition becomes achievement.
Ideas become action. Bonds are formed that last a lifetime.
And dreams become realities.
At the heart of every great city, you'll find a great university. Choose UMKC, Kansas City's university.
Excellence lives here in Northeast Indiana. It's reflected in nearly 200 nationally recognized degrees. It drives our Division I sports. It's alive in our campus life. Excellence has a name, IPFW. Around our campus, around the country, around the world. Excellence lives here. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
And welcome back to Kansas City. 2-1 is our score. Oral Roberts on top of IPFW, and what an interesting first half it was. We knew there would be some excitement. We knew we'd see some goals, but who knew that it would come that early? And you look at some of the first half stats between these two teams, and Oral Roberts, despite giving up the early goal, they've been dominant for the majority of the first half.
Yeah, and the stats bear it out, and it's not what you would expect when you consider that IPFW scored a goal in the first 10 seconds of the game, and Oral Roberts leads them in stats, corner kicks, and everything else. They've been in complete control despite the early deficit.
Second half coming up in just a few moments from Kansas City in this second semifinal match in the Summit League.
So I guess stand by.
All right, Coach Mike Harper joining us now, and Coach, early on, you guys get a quick goal right out of the chute from Max Toulete. I'm sure that was I'm sure that you thought that you'd get some offense early, but maybe not quite that early.
Yeah, it was a very emotional start for us. Max was very, very quick to get in on that. We did not expect that, but we'll take it.
Despite the great start, Oral Roberts had a great response, and give him credit for that. But what do you guys have to do to get the momentum back? Because after the early goal, Oral Roberts was very good in the first half.
Yeah, they dominated the midfield on us. We made a couple changes and looking to close them down a little bit in the middle and get a little more offense.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
We are wholly dedicated
to seeing the whole picture,
to serving the whole world,
to experiencing a whole world of opportunities.
For a university founded on the whole person, body, mind, and spirit.
All right, Coach Mike Harper joining us now, and Coach, early on, you guys get a quick goal right out of the chute from Max Toulete. I'm sure that was I'm sure that you thought that you'd get some offense early, but maybe not quite that early.
Yeah, it's a very emotional start for us. Max was very, very quick to get in on that. We did not expect that, but we'll take it.
Despite the great start, Oral Roberts had a great response, and give him credit for that. But what do you guys have to do to get the momentum back? Because after the early goal, Oral Roberts was very good in the first half.
Yeah, they dominated the midfield on us. We made a couple changes and looking to close them down a little bit in the middle and get a little more offense.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And as you can see, the second half is underway, and IPFW down 2-1 here against Oral Roberts despite that early goal, but Oral Roberts doing a good job coming back, and you see Toulete possessing something that we didn't see a lot late in the first half.
Yeah, we heard Mike Harper there talking about adjustments and trying to make adjustments specifically in the midfield to get more possession. He thought they really lost the battle in the midfield. We'll see if IPFW can do better in that spot of the field here in the second half. It's a big key for them.
Elmerick gave it a whirl, but it was knocked away by Oral Roberts to the near side. To Hoot sends it back to the left boundary. Chips it with the left foot. Trying to find Hamilton, working with some space. Going to go too long in through the inline. Back to IPFW.
We talk about the adjustments by IPFW, but already twice here in the first minute of the second half, Oral Roberts has pushed the ball deep down into the Mastodons' defensive third. So any adjustments have yet to play out here in the opening moments of the second half, and they're a goal taken short there by the Mastodons.
Stanley turns it back to the middle of the field. You look at the keeper situation. Cloutier has 3 saves. There's not one recorded by Oral Roberts in the first half. IPFW possessing here just inside the touchline. Toulete rolls it along the ground, tries to snake it ahead. Wanted to go to Garandale, but it's through the touchline and back to Oral Roberts.
You know, even though there were 3 goals in the first half, both the freshman goalkeepers had their moments where they both made some really good plays. And, you know, especially Emai, as the IPFW keeper, had to make a couple big plays. Cloutier after what was a huge response by Oral Roberts after the early goal. And Cloutier kept it from getting worse. He had some big saves when he needed to.
Here's a shot of some of the saves that we were able to see and some of the play from early on in the first half.
And there it is again, Cloutier. He was really peppered with shots. A great acrobatic save there. And again, a pretty good one here, diving in full extension. And Cloutier especially had to make some big plays after Oral Roberts took the 2-1 lead.
Now we're going to see a free kick here by Oral Roberts.
Dangerous spot on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be taken from the left side. Shipped by James, bends it back to the near post, but Cloutier was able to grab it into the breadbasket and take it away for IPFW.
And not great service there. It was a well-struck curving ball, but that wasn't a shot on goal. That was intended to find a runner, and unfortunately it curled out of the range of any of the players making the run right into the arms of the waiting goalkeeper.
Now we see a foul right away down the field for the Mastodons, so IPFW trying to crank up their intensity a little bit. Ross McWilliams in there for IPFW. Goal on 6 shot attempts on the season, and the free kick will be placed down by IPFW over on the far side. Kicking into a breeze now, blowing out of the south here at Durwood Soccer Stadium. Another whistle, this time away from the ball, and we have an injured player. It's like one of the Golden Eagles, a little slow in getting up after a collision.
Take another look at this and see exactly what happened there. Going for the clearance. Yeah, looks like he just kicked the foot of Max Toulete and stopped that the kick in midstream, and that does not feel good, especially now the weather's getting colder out here. It doesn't feel good, but an interesting decision on that set piece. You know, we saw Colin Helmrich really hit some good services in the first half, and he didn't take that one. That was a very, very poorly taken free kick. It bounced well before it got to the intended targets, and A little bit surprised Helmrich didn't take that for IPFW. He had a couple really nice set-piece services in the first half.
Pedelik with the kick down the field. IPFW trying to bring it back the other way. We saw them strike early in the first half. They've been silent ever since then. Helmrich, nice heel kick to the near side, upended on the play. That was Mills trying to work in traffic. So now again, IPFW will be set up in a pretty decent shape right here with this free kick chance.
And again, I'm watching Helmrich. He's jogging away. He's not going to take this one. And IPFW, you know, these set pieces are great opportunities to get the equalizer, and they'll need better service this time. And again, a little surprised I am that Helmrich's not taking this. He was so good on these in the first half.
Mitch Falkenstern, a junior from Fort Wayne, drives it with the right foot to the far post, and it's into the side of the net on the run-up by IPFW.
I'll give him credit. That was a lot better ball. Maybe just a hair too firm, because it got really, really deep, almost over the end line, and forced that shot into the side netting. That's really the only place it could go. But still a better service that time, but it looked like it was right off the thigh there of the running player from IPFW. That was number 24, Alex Stronczyk. And pretty good start, though, to the second half for IPFW that really didn't do much at all the last 35, 40 minutes of the first half. They've already had a couple set-piece opportunities here in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, the Mastodons seem to have the early portion of this second half in their favor at this moment. They've been able to possess the ball a little bit more than Oral Roberts to this point. Or are you trying to turn it down to the near side off of Lofgren? Now he'll drive it to the left side, goes up and over the top of a defender. Referee says to play on. Now the Mastodons trying to come back the other way to the far left side, just inside the box. With it is Mills. Tries to cut back middle. Over to Helmrich. His shot's deflected away.
Good recovery defense by the Golden Eagles, because it looked like IPFW was destined to get a shot on target, and now call goes against Oral Roberts. And now for the third time early in the second half, set piece coming for IPFW, and this one's from a great spot on the field. And now, like we've been talking about, it does look like Helmrich is going to be over this one, and he was very good on these in the first half.
Mastodons will send everybody else towards the right post, it looks like. Helmrich backs up a step.
You know, he could also take a shot on goal from here if he wants.
Tries to do so to the near post, but turns it well to the left.
A little bit of a dummy run there by Max Toulete. Acted like he was going to run up and take a crack at it. Instead, he goes by, and Helmrich ends up ripping a shot, but didn't get quite all of it and didn't get it on frame. As we see here, he takes a rip, but well wide of goal.
So now we'll see the kick by Pedelik, the freshman from Frisco, Texas. Drives it with the wind at his back. IPFW trying to keep it in, but a whistle and a foul called against the Mastodons. And Oral Roberts will have possession set up just across the midfield stripe.
Yeah, nothing terrible there, but definitely climbing the back, and that's a no-brainer foul called by the referee. And now Oral Roberts, can they take advantage of a set-piece opportunity from here just inside midfield? They should be able to lob it up into the penalty area.
Ball is placed down. It'll be taken by James. Chips it with the right foot straight down the middle of the field. The header chance is going to skip over to where Cloutier is, and he turns it away.
Yeah, pretty good flick backwards actually on the header for Oral Roberts, but no one on the receiving end after the initial header. Take a look at that one again. Pretty good service in just outside the penalty area. And look at the flick header, pretty well done, but unfortunately no one able to get on the receiving end. Jared Hamilton was the closest player for Oral Roberts, but he couldn't quite beat Cloutier to the goal, to the loose ball there.
Ball bounds free, hit by Shipman. Runs out to the right side, plays it over to Falkenstern. Races up to the right side with it. Gerald Dale rolls it back middle of the field. Hildebrandt, or excuse me, not Hildebrandt, but it was Pedelik. Comes up with a stop, looking like Hildebrandt there.
Yeah, and he was really saved by his defender, because you see him shaking there, maybe jammed a finger. It was a good initial save here. You have to give him credit for that, but saved by the defender, because if that ball wasn't cleared out of there by Taylor Craig, that would have been tapped in for the game-tying goal. So nice help by his back line after the good initial save.
IPFW racing back into their defensive third. They'll play it over to Cloutier. Pressure being applied by Hamilton. They'll push it up the right side. Will the Mastodons. Helton in traffic. Helton still with the run at it. Trying to push it over to Helmrich. And now it's taken by Oral Roberts. Hamilton's knocked off the ball. Rolls free just in front of the Oral Roberts bench to our left-hand side. Elmerick has the possession for IPFW. They've been much more organized here in the second half. Here's Toulete. A good roll through. Back over to Toulete atop the box. Strikes it with the right foot.
Yeah, I think you hit on a good point. I was about to say we need to give credit for whatever Coach Mike Harper said or the adjustments he made, or maybe a combination of the two things, because IPFW is playing much better, and they seem to have put that most of the first half out of their mind, where they were really dominated the last 40 minutes of the first half, and they've been the better team here the first 9 minutes of the second half, no doubt about it.
Out to the right side, IPFW on the attack. Falkenstern tries to send it into the box, and it was tapped away over on the back line. Well, Roberts sends it down the field, then it'll skip and stay inside the touchline all the way to the defensive third for IPFW. That one looked like it was going to come through the line, but instead all the way to the other end of the field.
No one there from Oral Roberts, so it was an easy jog to the ball for IPFW. Now they continue to go on the offensive. They need a goal here sometime in the second half if they're going to extend their season, and I'd expect they're going to be putting a lot of numbers forward. I think we've already seen that here early in the second half.
With the possession is Shipman looking for Toulete. Coming free as he runs towards the left side.
Toulete kind of just took the ball away from him there, and you know, as good as he is offensively, it's hard to blame him. Guy had a goal the first 10 seconds of this game, and on the season, 13 goals and 9 assists.
They'll play it back to the defensive third, racing back that way. Falkenstern again gathers it in. 10 minutes into this second half. IPFW is able to strike first. You heard Dave mention 10 seconds into the first half, and then goals from Poindexter and from Birk have given Oral Roberts this 2-1 advantage at this time. Here's a strike down the field. They tried to feed it out to Toulete. He was trying to work his way through a couple of defenders, and instead Oral Roberts cleared it briefly, but now it's kept in here to the near side for the Mastodons. Cross to Toulete. Whizzes by him, and it's turned through the touchline by Oliver, and the possession will stay with the Mastodons.
I think we'll be able to see this a little more clearly the next time we get more of a full field situation, but Oral Roberts really applying no defensive pressure up the field. They had about 9 guys drop back on their defensive half on this last play, so they may be starting to pack it in and just play defense now, and nice stop there. I don't know if that's something this team is really built to do. You know, this is an offensive first team that's more defensive second, and right now, you know, every time IPFW gets the ball like they do right now, there's no defensive pressure whatsoever, and if we look at it, there's 2 players playing defense, and the other 9 are back on Oral Roberts' defensive half. They're starting to definitely adjust their game plan as well to more defensive one.
And here's Oral Roberts on the run down the middle of the field. With it is Birk, has some room to work with. Pushes right side, Birk into the box, and it's turned away, though, by the IPFW defense.
You know, and I can't really say I blame them for that approach. It's just I don't know if that's something that's natural for them, but they can sit back, make sure they play good defense, and then when they have a counterattack opportunity like they did there, maybe they can pounce and get that game-sealing goal.
Lofgren again into the box, now on the left side. Hugh looking for a goal to put him up by a couple of scores, and it's going to be played off of a bounce this time by Cloutier. Bobbled it initially, but then was able to get a hold of it and has it for the Mastodons.
Again, now we see pretty much everyone from Oral Roberts retreat defensively. And for as many weapons as IPFW has, it's going to be tough to break down this Oral Roberts defense with really how many numbers they're putting here behind the ball.
Toulete working with a couple of guys on him out to the right side. Good run through the middle of the box, and it's turned away, though, at the last moment by James. All the way across the field, IPFW will keep the momentum deep into Oral Roberts' defensive third here in the second half.
You know, like I said, the way it's playing out, it looks like IPFW is going to have a lot of possession, and they may have a lot of chances here in Oral Roberts' defensive third. Oral Roberts seems pretty content right now to play counterattack soccer, at least at the moment.
Hugh. Hamilton is just tossed aside. No foul called.
I'm surprised by that.
Gets it out towards the direction of Helmreich. Middle of the field for Toulete, and mishandles it. Now they feed it up the field for Hamilton, running in transition. Hamilton Strikes it with the left foot and goes upper left corner, but it's too tall.
I don't know if you noticed there, but Max Toulete was running full sprint and actually almost caught up before that shot was taken. Great effort by the goal-scoring machine for IPFW, hustling back defensively and able to at least provide a distraction as that left-footed shot went off target.
So instruct by Cloutier down the middle of the field. It'll go all the way back to Cloutier. Rolls it out to the left side and finds Stanley. IPFW, despite being down 1, they're obviously a team that can score in bunches. 33 goals coming into this one tonight. On the season, that was first in the Summer League. Helmrich, middle of the field. Well, Roberts comes back the other way. They find it over to Lofgren. Wants to center it. Got by Hamilton. Hamilton goes right side and turned it wide.
Good effort, and looking at it, that could have been the goal that breaks the back of IPFW, but pulled just wide. And maybe Hamilton a bit off balance there as he was spinning as he took that shot, but not that far wide a goal and just barely missed, extending Oral Roberts to a 2-goal lead. Take another look here at that last chance, and Oral Roberts again getting the ball to Hamilton. Nice move there, but a couple defenders around him, unable to put it on target, and Oral Roberts with one of their few good chances here so far in the second half.
Deep down the right side, Lofgren right along the in line, tries to center it, but nobody was on the back side of the play, so it'll go all the way through the touchline, all the way across the field, and IPFW will get the possession back. PFW is, like we said, they've looked better here in the first 15 minutes of the second half. Definitely better than they did most of the first half. And I think part of that is adjustments. Part of that may be some sort of halftime message from their coach, Mike Harper. But we should know, like I said, Oral Roberts really not applying a ton of pressure defensively either. So Oral Roberts a little bit letting IPFW back into this game, letting them have possession, and really playing good defense, preventing IPFW from having any really good scoring chances the last few minutes. You look at some of these key players for each of the teams as we see some substitutions that'll happen here in just a moment. Ackerman and Qualfleshy will come in here in just a moment. A lot of the key players for each of these teams, at least goal-scoring wise, are seniors. Hamilton's a senior for Oral Roberts, and then Toulete and Helmrich, they're seniors for the Mastodons. Toulete comes into the possession right in the middle of the field, keeps his balance though as he spins back to the right side.
You know, you talk about all these seniors and, you know, maybe forget about it sometimes, but I was walking down to the field after the first game tonight, and you could see tears in the eyes of some of the Oakland players who have just had their last game. You know, this really means a lot to these guys here tonight with their season on the line, especially for the seniors that, you know, maybe playing their last really serious soccer game they ever have.
Now we're going to have a yellow card issued against IPFW on a collision that happened in the middle of the field.
Yellow card issued to IPFW.
And we'll wait to see if there's any serious injury, but it looks like it may be Toulete on the card. But the good news is the Oral Roberts player is up, able to walk it off, and looks like no serious damage is done despite the booking.
Kick will be taken by Pedelik for the Golden Eagles. Kicking it again with the wind at his back here in the second half. Down the field. Well, Roberts trying to keep the pressure on. Here's Hamilton to the top left corner. And a whistle and a foul is going to be called against ORU, and they can't believe it. The quick start, though, by IPFW wasn't effective for him. And it's won back by Oral Roberts.
Yeah, maybe a bad decision on the quick start because Oral Roberts wins possession right back, and now they're back on the offensive.
Birk, middle of the field, back to Birk on the left side. Comes to a stop. Chips it with the right foot. Into the box, and it's grabbed there by Cloutier. He's come up big in the second half so far.
Yeah, since Oral Roberts took that 2-1 lead, Cloutier is really taken his game to another level. He's been key for IPFW as they attempt to fight back in this one.
Toulete trying to work his way through traffic, just forcing it down the field, and it's off of Oral Roberts, and it'll go to the Mastodons, and now we'll see those substitutions. We talked about Qualfleshy coming in, and Ackerman as well. Now we're going to see Toulete take a break here, Dave. It's going to be interesting, maybe wanting him to get some rest for the final push here late in the second half.
Yeah, that's I'm not saying it's a bad decision, but that's a tough and a gutsy decision by head coach Mike Harper. You're talking about by far the most dangerous offensive player in the Summer League, and I'd have to agree with your assessment. I mean, the only thing, it doesn't look like Toulete is hurt at all, so I'd agree with you. Maybe just saving him for the last 15 or 20 minutes so he's completely refreshed and ready to go here during this final push for IPFW.
Ball Fleshy puts that one on net, but Pedelik is there to gobble it up for Oral Roberts. He comes up with a stop for ORU as we approach under 28 minutes to go here in the second half.
Yeah, and the time starts to be a big factor for IPFW and Oral Roberts. As we see here, they're going to really take as much time as they can, and you can't blame them for that. IPFW needs to be efficient, need to move with quickness as much as they can and still be in control offensively.
It's interesting to see, too, that Helmrich has been held in check a little bit here in the second half after being a factor really for a good portion of that first half.
Yeah, for as much of an offensive game as this has been and as much as we thought it would be, Oral Roberts defensively has actually done a really nice job since that first 10-second period of the game, because really Toulete was silenced after the first couple minutes of the match, and like you said, other than him, Helmrich was very dangerous in the first half, and he hasn't, I don't even know if we've called his name so far in the second half, so give some credit to the Oral Roberts defense here as well.
Lofgren comes up with it, a run at it to the left side, trying to get it to DeHoot, was trailing behind him, but a good job by IPFW to catch up defensively.
It was a great idea, too, and I don't think DeHoot really anticipated what was going to happen here, because as we take a look back, two defenders there, he tries the back heel, and actually pretty well done, but unfortunately for him, his teammate wasn't quite there, and it was good anticipation by the defender as well.
Struck down the field, this time by Pedelik, all the way down that right boundary. IPFW trying to crank up the intensity as this second half wears on. I don't think that the wind on the field is becoming a factor. You look at the flags on top of the buildings across Durwood Soccer Stadium, and they're really whipping into the wind, but the ones just at the south end of the field, not so much, it looks like. So it doesn't appear that that's going to affect play as we continue here on this second half.
Yeah, I think the only real impact, and nice idea there, unable to win the foot race to the ball, was the Oral Roberts forward. I agree with you. I think the only impact will be as far as the chill in the air and the cold. I mean, it has gotten colder out here as we're dropping into the 40s here tonight. The wind will just, I would think, might have a small effect in that regard, but overall shouldn't have too much of an impact here on play.
Down the middle of the field, here comes IPFW. They try to work it ahead. They have Ackerman racing to the right side. He's going to peel and cut up to the ball. Strikes it back middle of the field, atop the box, and it's turned away, though, by Oral Roberts. Off of a bounce call, Fleshy trying to track it down for the Mastodons and keeps it at least in the offensive third.
Very ambitious shot there and well off target. IPFW think they would have been better served there to keep the ball and try to build up and get a good shot on goal. That shot there by Nate Shipman, I think a bit too ambitious. It goes well off target. It wasn't that well struck, unfortunately.
And now Pedelik will have a chance to maybe chew a little bit more time. He was an All-Summit League newcomer selection this year as a freshman for this ORU squad. Strikes it with the right foot. IPFW again trying to keep it in. Racing to where the ball is. Ackerman trying to keep the pressure on, but Oral Roberts again able to snuff out the attack by the Mastodons. Michael Williams strikes it with the right foot, angles it back across the field, wanted to go to the direction of Helmrich. Birk has it for the Golden Eagles. Back and forth we go here over the last 3 or 4 minutes. It's just been back and forth. Neither team having really a good solid chance at goal here as Lofgren pushes it back towards the middle of the field to the left side. Can Birk catch up to it? He does on the inline. The cross is too tall, though, as he wanted Stewart on the backside.
Wow, and if that would have been a better cross, that would have been a pretty easy tap in. Instead, Birk just overhit it a little bit, and like you said, Stewart unable to get to it.
Now here comes Helmrich up the right side. A good run at it, has some room in front. Ackerman's to his right.
IPFW, though, not winning the numbers game here. As we look at it, 3 attackers against 5 defenders for Oral Roberts. And on the other end, IPFW really opening themselves up for a counterattack. We just saw Oral Roberts with a scoring opportunity. Every time the ball goes back the other way and Oral Roberts has a counterattack, it's 2 versus 3 or 3 versus 3, because IPFW is getting so many guys forward up the field. they're really sacrificing themselves there on the back line, and Oral Roberts has come close now a couple times to getting that goal that would put the game away.
Burke running in transition right in the middle of the field, trying to win the ball. Does so for Oral Roberts, keeps the possession. Or are you looking for a goal to put him up by a couple? Here's Toulete to the near side, and he's not going to be able to catch up before it goes to the end line.
Again, though, Oral Roberts, they haven't had much of the possession here in the second half, but here in the last few minutes, they've had a couple of these counterattack opportunities to really put the game away. Good idea there. A bit too firm on the pass, though, as we see another substitution for IPFW.
Corey Thompson will come in, a sophomore from Noblesville, Indiana, has a goal, and it was a game-winning goal to his credit this season. IPFW trying to get some more bodies into the lineup, down by 1 as we tick away into the second half. Winner of this one gets Western Illinois on Sunday here at Durwood Soccer Stadium in Kansas City.
Oh, good look there, but unable to get there. It was a pretty good look and a pretty good run by IPFW. But again, good anticipation by, I would think tonight's an underrated Oral Roberts defense. You know, really since that opening lapse in the first 10 seconds, they've been rock solid most of the game defensively, and that's not something I thought I'd see.
Pedelik drives it down the field off of the goal kick by ORU. IPFW will work with it right in the middle of the field. Thompson going down the right side. They instead go to Mills right down the heart of the field. And they feed it towards the left boundary. Helmrich puts one on net, but Pedelik is there as he goes into a little bit of a dive out in front of the net.
Not a bad idea by Helmrich, and you know, he was curving it back towards the corner of the goal. We'll take another look here. Pretty good job setting himself up for his own shot, cutting back to the right foot here. But again, it was good positional save by the goalkeeper. He was in the right spot. And Oral Roberts, again, like I said, they're kind of letting IPFW work the ball down the field, get the ball to the final third, and then they just have a ton of numbers there defending.
Now we see Oral Roberts with a little bit of a breakaway here to the right side. Lofgren pushes right boundary. Hamilton will give chase, a whistle, and we're going to have a card issued against the Mastodons, I believe. That is the case. The card is going to go against Ross McWilliams.
Yellow card issued.
Take another look here at the foul.
Right in the middle there as McWilliams is able to clip Lofgren from behind. And how about the situation that leaves Oral Roberts in right now, right atop the box with a chance to put one right on net, right in the middle of the field.
And you have to wonder who's going to take this. Maybe it's a guy like Aaron Birk. Maybe it's Jared Hamilton. Both of those guys first team All Summit League. And from here, we'll see how Oral Roberts sets up. But the way it's looking right now, I wouldn't be shocked at all if one of these guys takes a crack at the goal and not just lobbing it up for somebody making a run. I think one of these guys may take a shot to try to rip this on frame.
Duhin is number 10. He stands over it atop where the ball is. They roll it to Duhin. Sneaks it low to the left side, but turned it wide left.
Looked like maybe a bit of miscommunication on the startup there, as Jared Hamilton hesitated, and then it didn't look like Duhin was quite ready for him to actually touch it backwards, but he still, as we'll take another look here, see the fake here, and then maybe Duhin wasn't quite ready for him to hit it, but still got a great strike on. He really drilled that ball that went just wide of goal. An interesting approach to the set piece with the initial fake pass.
You could tell just the way that his steps were that he was just thrown off on his timing a little bit on that free kick chance, and now we'll have a foul whistled against Oral Roberts, and IPFW will start it up right in the middle. Now to the right side, and they'll push it over to Helmrich. Chip it right boundary. Thompson racing up to the ball, able to keep it inside the touch line. Wants to center it. Inside the box, the ball was loose briefly. Helmrich was there, but it sneaks through and it gets into the hands of Pedelik.
Yeah, give credit there. I mean, Pedelik, again, for the second time here in the last few minutes, a good job making a stop that time, coming quickly off his line and able to win the race to the loose ball.
A big collision here to the near boundary. Oral Roberts will get it through the touch line. A quick throw in. They go to Birk with it. Now working in traffic. Birk cuts back to the right side. Moves it all the way across the field.
Great pass there.
Go towards the top of the box. Birk again. Has Lofgren off to his left. Instead, Sends it middle. Hamilton with the shot. It's deflected. Lofgren chips it deep right side. Racing back there is Stanley. He was able to get a head on it over to Cole Fleshy.
Bad pass there.
Here's a turnover up to the left side. Lofgren up in it on the play as a low tackle comes in from IPFW, and the Mastodons get a quick throw in.
Lots of action here. Both these teams, even though Oral Roberts has the lead, they're giving themselves plenty of opportunities to get that goal to put the game away, and their poor pass and a big tackle here. They'll give credit, able to win the ball back by IPFW. That was Mitch Falkenstern.
So we go under 19 minutes to go here in the second half. Oral Roberts still leading 2-1 against IPFW. Very surprised at this point that we have not had a second half goal after having 3 in the first 15 minutes of the first half.
I agree. I mean, I'm completely surprised by that. I will say, like I've been saying, I do think part of that is Oral Roberts' approach here. They've been putting a lot of guys back defensively. I mean, we look at the setup here on the goal kick. There's 7 defenders on their side of midfield, and Oral Roberts content to sit back. They're letting IPFW get more of the possession this half, and really they're waiting on their counterattack chances, which they're getting plenty of. So they're still able to create some chances, and at the same time, IPFW is not having a ton of dangerous chances just because Oral Roberts is putting so many defenders back near the goal.
Thompson with some room to work with atop the net for IPFW. Now to the right side, they try to roll it along the ground over to Ackerman. It was knocked away by Oral Roberts briefly. Ackerman cuts back to the right, tries to work around another defender. A lot of pushing and shoving, and the foul's going to be called against IPFW. Now we're going to have another card issued.
Yeah, some bad sportsmanship shown there as the ball was kicked in anger. I mean, you can't really blame a player if he's frustrated, but still, you got to be able to keep your cool composure, and that's not something we saw here after the play. Just a kick, and you understand the player being upset and the frustration, but it's something you just have to keep your head in the game, especially now when they're trying to mount a comeback.
Down the left side, IPFW working down the middle of the field, trying to mount some type of an attack to get the equalizer here in this one. The deep left side, Elmerick backs up a couple of steps. Out of the top left corner, wants to move it to the middle, but Oral Roberts does a good job to at least clear it for the meantime. So it's hit by Falkenstern. Into the box for Thompson. Chases it to the end line. Back to Falkenstern. Puts one well wide to the right as he had a good run at it, but was just off on the shot there.
Yeah, you know, it was a tough angle, really, and a good run forward, like you said, by Falkenstern, as we see
from the right side here.
Yeah, and he gets the ball back here on a little give and go, and just that angle there was it was tough. It really was. And you know, the question has to be asked at this point: when does Coach Mike Harper put Max Toulete back into this match? And it's not that IPFW hasn't been creating some chances, but now we're approaching 15 minutes left in the match, and your best offensive player has been sitting on the bench about 10 minutes now. You wonder, you know, at one point, does he come into the match? He did not look injured or anything like that.
Here's a shot attempt, and it hits the crossbar on the shot attempt from the leg of Ackerman. Ackerman a second time, but this one's turned away by an ORU defender.
Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Maybe IPFW doesn't need him to get the equalizer, but great effort there and a fortuitous bounce off the woodwork.
Narrowly just missing the chance to even this one at too late here on the second half. This one's McWilliams again, now to the left side. Approaching deep left corner, now across the field to Thompson. Thompson trying to adjust to the ball. It was a little to his left, but James is there able to clear.
We should mention Toulete is standing at the scorer's table. He'll be coming into this match again momentarily.
Thompson with the possession for the Mastodons. They go back inside the box. Now to the right side. Nice move with it. Upper right corner, and it's in for IPFW.
What a goal, what a goal. A cutback and a left-footed curling shot into the corner of the net, and look at the dog pile on the field. Unbelievable goal by Mills, and just a great finish. You can't really fault the goalkeeper there. That was just a great individual play.
Here's the one that hit the crossbar just a little bit earlier. You can see as Ackerman went dead on, it was just off the crossbar.
Maybe a bit of bad luck on the first one. The second one, just look at that skill. Cut back, left-footed curler into the side of the net. nobody's stopping that shot, and the equalizer has been had, and now Toulete coming back into the game as well. Now maybe IPFW really was dominated the majority of this game. Maybe they could find a way to steal a win here in the closing minutes. They have all the momentum right now.
Jason Mills, his 4th goal of the season for IPFW, even in at 2 as we have 14.5 to go here in this second half. And now a whistle comes out and another card has been issued, this one against Aaron Birk.
For the referee letting the teams play so much in the first half, he's been really brandishing these yellow cards in the second half. I mean, the one thing we should point out, IPFW, like I said, they have the momentum right now, but in the first half, they relaxed a little bit after they got that goal in the first opening moments of the match. And, you know, Oral Roberts had such a great response to that goal in the first 10 seconds. You wonder if IPFW will handle that success a little bit differently this time. They certainly need to if they want to have this season continue, as we see injured player Miles Stanley down right now for the Mastodons. It's like they're waving off the training staff. See how vicious this foul was, or if it was more just light contact here. Birk driving through the defense. Yeah, it didn't look like a lot. Maybe a little knee to knee, knee to shin there. Burke obviously doesn't like the call very much.
A little tap there, and Stanley goes down. 14:30 to go here in the second half. 2-2 is our score. The equalizer from Mills, his 4th of the season, has given IPFW new life as we play late into the second. As you mentioned, Toulete back onto the field for the Mastodons. He'll be the recipient now. Rolls it back to Ackerman just inside the touchline. McWilliams finds Ackerman. Toulete to his left now. Ackerman, a good run to the deep right corner. Toulete still hanging back. The crossing pass to the far post. Coming back to the near side and trying to clear it for Oral Roberts. And they're able to do so, at least into the possession of DeHoot. Too long for where Birk was. Stopped by Falkenstern. Rolls it ahead. Wanted to find Mills again atop the box. IPFW, you can see after that latest goal, Dave, they really have kind of sprung to life here in the last couple of minutes.
Good possession here, though, by Oral Roberts. Finally able to get a little build-up here.
Well, Flushy was able to push it briefly to the direction of Helmrich. Kept in, though, by ORU. Now to the right side, Qual Flushy. Back defensively. Here's a shot attempt that's deflected. Now the Mastodons down the middle of the field. Toulete will hang back to the right side. Oh, bounce to him. He stops it with the right foot. Has Helmrich off to his right. Toulete with some room to work with. Angles left side. Cuts back, puts one just a little wide right. That didn't miss by much.
Well, and you could tell that the Haitian sensation was going to set up his own shot there. And I didn't think he was going to use his left foot. In the end, he cut back to his preferred right foot. But look at the setup. 2 defenders there. It ends up getting 1v1. Fast move back to the left after a hesitation. That did not miss by very much. That was inches wide of the far right post. And at this point in the game, that could have been the second goal of the game and the game winner for Max Toulete.
So ORU has led for a good portion of the contest tonight, but the goal by Jason Mills has tied it at 2 as we approach 12 minutes to go in this second half. A takedown to the near side. Trying to spin out if it was Helmrich. It's out to the touchline. It'll stay with IPFW. The throw-in will come from Ackerman. Looks to the right side, played off of a bounce. Back to the middle. Stronzek trying to set it up for the Mastodons. They chip it atop the box. Now to Helmrich. Goes back left side. He wanted Toulete streaking between a couple of defenders, but at the last moment, Oliver was able to get a piece of it.
You know, I know I've talked about it a little bit this half, but the way Oral Roberts is defending, you know, time after time after time, IPFW keeps getting the ball in the attacking third, and big collision there. Foul goes against IPFW. You know, time after time after time, IPFW keeps getting the ball down there, and if Oral Roberts keeps defending this loose and letting them get the ball down there pretty easily, it's no surprise that the Mastodons found the equalizer. And, you know, at this point, if they keep getting the ball down there into the scoring zone, they may find the game winner. And I just wonder if Oral Roberts may readjust their defense here in the last 10 minutes of the match. Maybe be a little bit more aggressive and go for the game winner.
James takes the free kick right down the middle of the field. Harums to the left side. ORU able to keep it in. Making the move is Toulete to the near side. Chipped by Oliver back to the right side. The header chance is deflected away. And now a whistle, and it looks like
going to have a penalty kick, I think. I think there was a handball in the box, and I'm pretty sure that was against Miles Stanley for IPFW. We'll definitely take another look at this, but this could be the moment that decides this match. And boy, definitely not intentional, but also definitely off the hand. And it was Stanley, number 3 for IPFW. Huge moment. This could be the moment that ends one team's season and has the other continue, TJ.
John David James will take it. He's 2 for 2 on penalty kicks this season for Oral Roberts. It hits the crossbar off of the penalty kick. It carries back to the near side, so we play on.
Unbelievable, and a bit of trickery attempted. A bit of a stutter stop, hesitation on the penalty kick. Attempted to fool the goalkeeper. I wonder if that threw the kicker off a little bit as he clanked it off the post.
They're trying to work it to the top left corner of the box. So how about that? 2 for 2 for PKs on the season, but hits the crossbar in that attempt. And instead of it being a 3-2 lead, we're still tied at 2.
And we'll take another look at that because that was a huge moment in this match. And here you see the little stutter stop, hesitation, and sent it right down the middle, but unable to put it in the net. It was just a bit high off the bottom of the crossbar. Unbelievable drama in this match.
You don't see too many PKs come up empty, but that one hit the crossbar, and so we continue to play on here into this second half. We've gone under 10 minutes remaining in this second. With it is Mills, has a goal already on the night for IPFW. He has the equalizer. Now to the right side, good run at it from Helmrich. Helmrich centers. Play to the backside, but it's knocked away by Oral Roberts.
And a nice ball across, but look at all the dark blue jerseys there for Oral Roberts, and there a shot a bit too ambitious, goes well off target.
Well, Flushy from distance was way tall with that. He was looking for his second of the season. Ball will be placed down. Pedelik will take the kick. Rolls it out to the right side. ORU with the possession. Sends it back to Pedelik. Under 9 to play here in the second half. Deep middle. IPFW found some new life after the goal by Mills. You see Toulete working in traffic, but a good job helping out defensively there by Laffoon. Tries to send it down the field, wanted Hamilton that direction. Hamilton keeps the pressure on for Oral Roberts and then loses it through the touchline.
Yeah, good, really good hustle defensively too. Almost one possession back, but like you said, it's going to be a deep throw in here for IPFW.
Golden Eagles trying to keep the pressure on after they've lost a little momentum. Birk trying to chip it into the box. He wanted to go to the backside for Hernandez. Clamped off there by IPFW. Here come the Mastodons. Helmrich, he started to come to life a little bit late in this second half. There's a ball deflected by Qual Flushy. He goes low, pushes left side. Finds it to McWilliams. Toulete working with the ball, using his speed to the left side. Turned away on the kick chance, but now a corner is going to come up for the Mastodons.
Man, you're not kidding. Unbelievable speed. You can see why this guy has so many goals, now 13 on the year. Max Toulete just blew by the defense, earned a corner kick. Huge moment in the match here for IPFW.
7:30 to play here in the second half. Here it comes from the left side. It's a low corner kick, and it's cleared by Oral Roberts. Not the best service on that corner chance.
No, and Helmrich's been pretty good on those tonight, but like you said, it was a bit low and ended up short of target.
All the way back to the defensive third, hit there by Hernandez. Looking deep down the field. Dahoo back to the right side. So we approach under 7 minutes remaining in this second half. Struck from distance again by Dahoo. Turns this one high and wide right. Back to IPFW.
Well, lots of end-to-end action here the last few minutes, and wouldn't be surprised at all if one of these teams can steal a goal here in the dying minutes. And we have an injured player. Don't know if this is cramps or not. I believe this is number 3. Again, Stanley for IPFW. Victim of the, or I should say the guilty party on the handball, ended up not coming back to bite the Mastodons, but he's jogging towards the sidelines. You wonder if he may be cramping up, and I think we'll see a substitution here.
We are going to see Nate Shipman coming back on for IPFW. Miles Stanley will sit for the Mastodons. 6:46 remaining here in the second half. 2-2 is our score, with 3 goals combined in the first half, 1 here in the second. And we'll see a goal kick coming up from Cloutier. Waits for play to resume here in this second half. Trying to win it for the Mastodons was Stronzek. Now to the near side for Oral Roberts. Gaining the possession right around midfield, Hernandez. Which player is going to have their mark be made here in maybe the second half or in overtime? Who's going to be the hero for one of these teams to propel them to the Summit League Championship coming up on Sunday?
And unfortunately, when you have a hero, you often have a goat. And we don't want to cast blame on anyone, but I would think Oral Roberts would certainly regret if they don't advance. That missed penalty kick that may end up being the difference in this game. We'll have to see how it plays out, though.
Toulete with a lot of room to work with in the middle of the field, trying to use his speed, and motors right around the defender and Craig. Toulete to the left side, into the box, rolls it, but a fairly easy kick that was gobbled up there by Pedelec.
Yeah, Toulete had a teammate waiting. If there would have been a rebound, I think it would have been an easy tap-in, game-winning goal for IPFW. And like you said, the speed of Toulete, it can't be overstated. He blew by the defense again, but got to an angle where he couldn't do much with his left foot, and the goalkeeper was in a good spot to make a positional save.
Stewart on the right side loses it through the touchline, back to the Mastodons right around midfield. We approach 5 minutes remaining in this second half. Throw-in comes from the far side, taken off of a bounce. Mastodons thinking through the strategy right now. They feed it down the field for Mills. It was too tall for him. He tried to stop it with the right, and it was able to trickle through all the way back to where Pedelec is.
See Max Toulete there, the goal in the first 10 seconds of this match. Now 13 goals, 9 assists on the season. Does he have a little more magic here in that right foot here? Could he get a goal in the dying minutes of this match? And it would be a pretty surprising win the way this game has gone for IPFW. Ever since the opening of the match, Oral Roberts has had the better of things.
Falkenstern fed it over to Mills. Mills looked like he grabbed the hold of the jersey, but Poindexter to the left side. Rolls it deep, but nobody was there for ORU. And now it'll be stopped by Cloutier. Feeds it out to the right side for Helton. Makes a nice move. Good run at it. Look to the backside. That was where Toulete was calling for the ball. Raised his left hand as he went down the field. But ORU was able to send it back into their offensive third. The hit with it. Deflected on the play. Tried to center it. And now the Mastodons try to turn and run the other way. Under 4 to go here in the second half. 2-2 is our score. Second semifinal of the evening here in Kansas City. Down the middle of the field. Too tall as the foul's going to be called against Oral Roberts.
Big collision there, and Stronzek slow to get up to his feet. Looks like he'll be able to continue, though, and IPFW now, they hustle to get the ball back. Looking to work quickly here as we're approaching the 3-minute mark. Been a very exciting game and high scoring like we expected. It would be certainly dramatic if there was one more goal to be had here in regulation.
Toulete trying to adjust to where the ball is. The referee says to play on. It was a collision that happened, and now a whistle's going to come out against the Mastodons.
Yeah, boot got up a bit high there, so you understand the call by the referee, but it was a bit of an odd collision before that as Toulete backed into the defender. Both guys go down in a bit of incidental contact, but I think a good call there on the high foot.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the second half. It's turned away to the near side. ORU wanting the call, and it'll go to the Mastodons instead. As we have a substitution, Scott Williams will come in for IPFW. He'll replace Jason Mills in the lineup. And then Lofgren comes back in as well. In for Marco Hernandez for the Golden Eagles.
Well, fresh legs up top here with Williams coming in for the last couple minutes here, regulation. Maybe the thought would be those fresh legs could help steal a goal here in the dying stages.
Just about 2 minutes to go. They tried to send it down the field. It was too long for where Helmrich was on the field. Back to the left side. Played it back over to Williams. Just into the contest, as we mentioned. Goes right to Toulete with it. Out along the touchline. It's out off of Oral Roberts. Back to IPFW as we're under 2 to go.
IPFW looks like maybe try to move quickly here. Toulete's got to give it up. He's got to get back onto the field where he can make a play.
Throw-in will come from the far left side. They try to feed it to Williamson. It's deflected by Toulete. It'll roll through the touchline over across the way. Now Oral Roberts, do they try for one more run at it as we approach 1.5 minutes remaining in this second half?
Yeah, they certainly seem to be like in less of a hurry than what we've seen from IPFW. The Mastodons have most of the momentum right now, and Oral Roberts has been putting a lot of numbers behind the ball here in the second half and seem content to maybe play for overtime. IPFW, I think, would like to try to steal the win.
Now Toulete on the left side gets the ball back from Helmrich inside the box for Williams, and the ball snakes through, and he collides with Penelik. They appear to be okay, and Penelik will jump up.
Wow, exciting moments there, and Toulete with his feet creating a scoring opportunity. Williams just checked into the game. A nice idea there on the turn, but unable to win the race to the ball, and a big collision there with the keeper.
Lofgren up the left side. Finds Birk. It's deflected, though, on the cross attempt. It's going to be a corner for Oral Roberts with 40 seconds to go.
Their fans here at Derwood Stadium have come to their feet. They know this is a great chance to win this game in the final few seconds.
James will take the corner from the left side. Missed the PK. They could have given Oral Roberts the difference maker, but instead it'll come from the left. All the way across the field. Shot is chipped into the net, and it's a goal with 13 seconds remaining. Oral Roberts, unbelievable.
Crowd goes crazy here, and you can't blame them. What an unbelievably dramatic ending to this game. And Oral Roberts has done it. They have won and advanced to the championship game Sunday against Western Illinois. Unbelievable.
The goal coming from the right side. It was chipped in. And ORU leads it 3-2 with 13 seconds to go. Let's take a look at it from the right side.
Initial chip is denied, but the second one is blasted in the corner of the net from a ridiculously tight angle over there. Wow, what a shot, what a goal, and what a comeback from Oral Roberts after going down 1-0 in the opening seconds of this match. What heart they displayed to come back, and you won't see a much better ending like that in college sports anywhere.
Sid Stewart, his third goal of the season, has propelled Oral Roberts into the Summit League Championship coming up on Sunday against Western Illinois. What a finish it was.
Wow, you know, we talked about how exciting this game was going to be, and there'd be fireworks galore. I think this surpassed even our wildest expectations, and we knew this was going to be a special game with the top two offensive teams in the Summit League meeting up. Holy cow, Oral Roberts, what a game. What a performance. They get a huge win here tonight.
Oral Roberts into the championship. We'll take a break, come back with the post game after this.
D1 college basketball is closer than you think.
Leathernecks know why WIU is the place to be.
I chose Western because I knew that it had a great reputation for excellence and success.
Western is the only school in Illinois to guarantee a 4-year lock on all costs.
I've made the best friends of my life here.
Our faculty are experts.
I'm Dr. Matt Bonin. My team and I discovered Ardonics in South Africa in 2009.
Macomb has daily Amtrak service from Quincy and Chicago.
Western and Macomb are a perfect match for me. Western Illinois University. Be here.
Excellence lives here in Northeast Indiana. It's reflected in nearly 200 nationally recognized degrees. It drives our Division I sports. It's alive in our campus life. Excellence has a name, IPFW. Around our campus, around the country, around the world. Excellence lives here. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
And welcome back to Kansas City. Oral Roberts victorious. They are propelled into the Summit League Championship coming up on Sunday here at Durwood Soccer Stadium in Kansas City. It was a late goal by Sid Stewart to give Oral Roberts the win against IPFW in this high-flying affair.
Well, and you'd love to be Coach Steve Hayes right now talking in that celebratory huddle. It's about as exciting a win as you'll see. And Oral Roberts, I think, a deserving winner tonight. You know, they also could have hit the penalty kick in the last 15 minutes of the match that would have won this game. And this was certainly more dramatic. Unbelievable, despite the fact they give up a goal in the first 10 seconds of the match. They came back and dominated the first half and able to survive a late IPFW charge in the second half. Oral Roberts, the better team tonight and a deserved victory, but man, you can't overstate the dramatics. Like we said off the air, a goal in the first 10 seconds, a goal in the final 15 seconds. This was just an unbelievable offensive game here tonight.
What a fantastic conclusion to a great evening of soccer in Kansas City. Oral Roberts into the Summit League Championship coming up on Sunday. They'll take on top-seeded Western Illinois. It's been a lot of fun here from Kansas City. ORU with the win moves into a chance to try and move into the Summit League Championship and try and propel themselves to the NCAA tournament. And they'll have the top seed in Western Illinois coming up on Sunday.
That'll be a great game. Western Illinois, the favorite, but you know this is going to be a tough team with the momentum ORU has right now.
It's been a lot of fun here from Kansas City. Thanks for joining us. Good night from Kansas City.